The stage is set at Aomi Urban Sports Park for a mouth-watering Paralympics football matchup between the #1 ranked team in the world and the European champions, Argentina, taking on Spain. This is a second Group B clash for the Argentines and Spaniards, both of whom are on 3 points so far, having won their opening games of men's five-a-side football at Tokyo 2020. The Argentines led by Angel Deldo Garcia, their captain. And Spain, who just about crept through their opener against Thailand with 3 points. Captained by Adolfo Acosta, who starts on the bench on day 2 of men's football five-a-side. Morocco with Argentina and Spain on 3 points following a comfortable win in the end against Thailand. Spain have made a couple of changes after their victory over Thailand, including in goal with Pedro Gutierrez in, one of the more experienced members of the Spain squad. Sergio Alomar begins for the second time. And coming in attack, Vicente Aguilar, at the age of 51, the veteran of men's football five-a-side. He says he's retiring after Tokyo 2020. And alongside Acosta on the bench, Antonio Martin, who got the goal, the penalty in the final minute against Thailand on day 1 of this event. Yusuf Al-Hadawi, an option 2 in attack, who drops to the bench having started in the first match. No change for the Argentines after winning 2-1 against Morocco in their opener. Alongside Deldo Garcia, Federico Accardi, who we can expect to be busy out wide, pushing forward to join the attack from defence once again against Spain. And that man, Max Espinillo, the double goal scorer against Morocco, this time sporting a different colour of hair dye, swapping from orange to purple for this clash. Benitza and Heredia, 2 of the options potentially from the bench for Argentina, who both featured in each half against Morocco. And the Brazilian, French and Hungarian team of officials will see us through this one, the 4th and final match across Group A and B on day 2 of football five-a-side. We have had goals in every match so far in this event in Tokyo. Long may that continue as we break for the national anthems.
Las provincias unidas del sur y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino salud, al gran pueblo argentino salud y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino salud y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino salud. Sean eternos los laureles que supimos conseguir, que supimos conseguir. Oh, juremos con gloria a morir, oh, juremos con gloria a morir, oh, juremos con gloria a morir.
A big clash, this one in Tokyo 2020 Group B, and in the wider sense for Paralympics football, with these two right at the heels of Brazil, the dominant force over the last few years. A big test for Spain and Argentina, having both come through the challenges of match day 1 less than 24 hours ago. Spain win the toss, and they have opted to remain in their half, kicking from right to left in the first period. And useful, of course, that the two teams both speak the same language for this encounter. Passionate Martin de Monte, who will be demanding everything from his players, because this is a crucial match for Spain and Argentina. Get to 6 points, beat the other side, and there's a real chance of topping the group and almost certainly avoiding Brazil in the semi-finals. Football five-a-side features halves of 20 minutes each. We don't have added time. The clock stops when there is a stoppage and counts down from 20 minutes. And this the first of only a few equipment checks throughout the fixture. All outfield players in football five-a-side must be of B1 classification, so the most severe visual impairments. And they are assisted not only by their goalkeepers, who are sighted, but also 2 extra guides, a coach, so Bargueras of Spain and Argentina's De Monte. And Spain have another guide as well, Miguel Becerra. Argentina's additional guide is Herman Marquez. Spain will be well aware of this man, Max Espinillo, attempting to have a very early shot. The block from Cantero. A corner inside the opening 10 seconds for the Argentines.
Que no se meta por dentro.
No se puede ir, ¿eh?
¡Fuerte, Chapi, eh! Cantero, lo que te he dicho, eh. Chapi, un avión. ¡Apretamos! ¡Que no vale!
Deldo Garcia almost dispossessed and unable to get the shot away from close range. Deldo Garcia, who goes by the nickname of Tito in the Argentina squad, a civil service worker back home in Argentina. Espinillo once more attempting to have a go at goal as Spain break away themselves in the form of Alomar. Cardi using his strength and the support of Espinillo. Sanchez desperately attempting to wrestle the ball away from Argentina. Aguilar, the veteran of this game. He made his debut for Spain in 1985, so before some of the players from Spain and Argentina were even born. That includes Sergio Alomar, who just watched the ball out for a goal kick. Alomar, aged only 20, in possession again. Padilla. Sanchez. Now Alomar. Getting by Icardi. Alomar still going. Deldo Garcia. A really open start to this clash between Spain and Argentina. Espinillo inside the danger area. All alone for Argentina, through the legs of Cantero. And the push away, earning a free kick for Spain. I don't think he and Argentina can have too many complaints about that decision from the officials. If a player commits 5 fouls in football five-a-side, a penalty is awarded to the opposition. Espinillo on halfway. Using the support of Deldo Garcia. Great footwork from the Argentina captain. Argentina have finished in the top 4 at the last 4 Paralympic Games. All 4 of the games in a football five-a-side sense. Their best ever performance was in the maiden event in Athens in 2004, when they were agonizingly defeated on penalties by Brazil, losing 3-2 in the shootout. That after the match finished 0-0 even after extra time. Since then, Argentina have won a couple of bronze medals and finished 4th as well at the London Olympics and Paralympics in 2012. Alomar attempting to clear the danger for Spain. Deldo Garcia shoots, and it's saved. Espinillo was hoping to snatch at the rebound. It's still with Argentina and Icardi. Deldo Garcia wide. There's the chance again. Parried by the Spanish goalkeeper. Spain making a very early change, opting to bring on their captain, Acosta, replacing the 51-year-old Aguilar. Acosta, 40 himself, and currently playing club football for Betis San Isidro, one of the top teams in Spain, based in Madrid. You'll be able to hear at times the two bells inside the ball, which assist the outfield players when in possession. Icardi in trouble. Now for another goal kick for Spain, and Gutierrez. Now a corner and an opportunity for Spain to put on a bit of pressure in their opponent's half and in the danger area. Argentina starting this Group B encounter the better of the two teams. Sanchez, one of those standing over the ball. Also plays for Betis in Madrid. Acosta, who collides with his teammate Alamar. Espinillo asking a question of Gutierrez. It was hit powerfully by Max Espinillo, aiming to catch out Gutierrez. Espinillo back to his opposing goalkeeper. Both goalkeepers are unable to leave their area, but the outfield players can go inside the box and they can shoot inside the danger area too. Alamar passing beyond Espinillo, but back with Argentina through Icardi. Hastily cleared by Gutierrez. Icardi, dispossessed by Sanchez. Sanchez, can he have a go at goal? Blocked in the area in the end by Padilla, who we've not seen a great deal of, given that most of the possession has been in the Spain area. Padilla, the man who tends to stay at the back. all round. It's been free-flowing in nature, this match so far. Padilla now getting his opportunity to advance into enemy territory. Cantero for Spain. Padilla again choosing to go forward rather than play back towards his goalkeeper. How they would love to finally land the medal that has eluded them at the Paralympic Games in football five-a-side, the gold medal. Another set-piece opportunity for Argentina. Padilla alongside Espinillo, the double goal scorer against Morocco. Espinillo into the area, and he scored! On to 3 in this event now. The main man up top for Argentina. And just as crucially, the opener against Spain in what could be a really important match to determine the outcome of the group. Espinillo from the free kick, advancing and calmly setting himself up to play beyond Gutierrez. A solo goal. And still the solo goal scorer for the Argentines in Tokyo. Spain seeking to respond immediately through their captain Acosta. This has certainly been a more open match than the opening games for Spain and Argentina in the group. The goal scorer, dispossessed by Alamar. Gutierrez aiming long towards Acosta, who gets himself into a very good position. Dario Lencina seems a little hurt, the Argentina goalkeeper, after the collision. Jesus Bargueras was booked himself, the coach of Spain, in their opener for his rather vociferous nature on the edge of the touchline against Thailand. Unhappy with the stop-start nature of the game, dictated in part by the officiating. So perhaps we will see a quieter coach for this one against Argentina. Argentina's last match will be against Thailand, and Spain play Morocco. Both matches in around 24 hours on day 3 of football five-a-side at the Paralympic Games. Brazil on 6 points, meanwhile, in their group, Group A, having won on day 2 of this event 4-0 against Japan. A Japan, who got off to a flying start themselves in their opening game, winning 4-0 against France. France, surprisingly perhaps, are yet to get off the mark, like Thailand, having lost their second game as well. 1-0 to China, a really close affair in that other group, Group A. The top two from each group advance to the semi-finals. And then there's the bronze medal match involving the losing semi-finalists ahead of the main event, the battle for gold and silver in the Japanese capital. Here's the goal again. Really well finished by Espinillo. Three goals for him in Tokyo. As Lencina, the goalkeeper for the Argentines, remains on the floor by his post. They do have a replacement option, Argentina. Herman Mulek is the second choice goalkeeper. Argentina at present are ranked #1 in the world, with Brazil the favourites to win a 5th gold medal to hang on to their Paralympic Games title, ranked 2nd. And Spain are in 3rd position on the world stage at present. Also the reigning European champions, having won the Euros in 2019 in Rome. That sealed their qualification for Tokyo. So an extended break as Lencina continues to have treatment on the edge of his byline. Spain still have plenty of time to readjust the scoreline in Group B. And Lencina okay to continue. Padilla. Alamar, who gets the shot away. And you can see Lencina is limping in the Argentina goal. Could this be the end of his match? Might it be the case that Herman Mulek is required to come on in his place? A reminder, each team can make up to 6 substitutions per half, and they can bring players back on who are subbed out. So even if Lencina was to leave, which it looks like he is going to, he can come back on. But judging by the way he's limping off, it could well be the case that that is the end of his match. Mulek on as the replacement goalkeeper, which could add a different dimension to this game. Could be useful for Spain. Espinillo. He's gone again towards that near post, similar to the goal. On this occasion, Gutierrez up to the task. Really similar to the goal he dispatched. Padilla, back heel to Espinilo. Good work from Spain's Alamar. Alamar goes down just inside the area.
Adolfo atrás, por favor, saca a Pablo, atrás, Adolfo, atrás. Con mucho, ¿vale? Con mucho estoy, ¿vale?
Acosta from the corner. Bit of a heavy touch. He has possession back immediately. Acosta shoots. Well blocked by Deldo Garcia. Attempting to go alone. And an opportune moment to break for a refreshments break in the first period. Still advantage Argentina. And a really good opening 10 minutes between these two, who both know the importance of getting the 3 points in their quest to top the group. Argentina had success in Spain 3 years ago, finishing as runners-up in the World Championship. Known at home in their own country as Los Murciélagos, which translates from Spanish to English as the Bats. They're not quite flying yet in Tokyo, but no bad thing that they haven't got into the fast lane, and they are still winning in a point sense and in this particular clash, their second game in Group B. El Hadaoui has been brought on in place of Sanchez for Spain. El Hadaoui, who has had a knee injury for a large part of this year, but managed to get fit in time for Tokyo. Morocco-born, he moved to Spain 6 years ago. Costa kicking the ball out of play. Which will not bother Argentina at all, as they have the lead. Padilla. Deldo Garcia. The corner has been conceded. Argentina's replacement keeper wisely collecting the ball to give his teammates a little longer to get back and get into position for this corner kick. Espinillo ending up with possession. He's into the area. Espinillo, he was looking to get a shot in on his right side. Now back with Espinillo's goalkeeper. El Hadaoui through the legs of Padilla. Spain needs some real energy in attack. Can El Hadaoui be the man to bring that to the party? Espinillo upended on the edge of the area. The usual trickery and close control from Espinillo. Calmly collected by Gutierrez. It's fairly even so far, with 54% possession for Argentina to the 46% of Spain. Argentina have had double the shots, 4-2, after 12 or so minutes of play in this first period. Watched back well by Federico Accardi. Accardi, whose nickname is the Stallion. And some shirt pulling recognized by the officiating team.
Venga, Adolfo, va, va.
It was Acosta on Espinillo. Cantero involved too. A dangerous set-piece opportunity for the team in charge at the moment. Padilla standing over the ball alongside the goal scorer. The guides will often tap the post to help the outfield players. And a timeout has been called. So Argentina will have to wait to have a go at goal, and it is their own coach, Martín de Monte, who has called the timeout. Almost going against the rule of football for coaches, not to make changes around set pieces, to wait until they have reached their conclusion. But maybe he feels there is an advantage in having a minute to regroup and a little longer to prepare for the free kick. Almost NFL-esque. Timeout in the end, slightly longer than a minute too. Herman Marquez, the guide for Argentina, will have to tap on the posts again. As Deldo Garcia and Icardi join the edge of the Spain wall on either side. You can hear the Spanish goalkeeper just asking his wall to edge over to the right. Perhaps the Argentine players around the wall will peel away once the kick has been taken. It looks like it will be Espinillo. And he shoots a goal! No problem in the end for Spain. Did Gutierrez get a firm touch on the ball? It looked as though it was going wide anyway, but enough of a touch to result in a corner kick for Argentina. Espinillo. Further away on that occasion. Acosta against the sideboard. Icardi getting by Alamar, but Spain recover. And that's out from Acosta. Amongst the Spanish words audible throughout this match, voy, which means go in English, generally the word that the players use and have to say when they take possession to alert other players on the field that they have the ball. That useful alongside the bells inside the ball. Espinillo firing wide once more. Acosta getting by Espinillo, the captain of Spain. No foul, play on. Icardi dispossessed. Deldo Garcia dragged down this time. And El Hadaoui able to get up, but seemingly in a bit of discomfort himself following the injury to Lencina, who had to come off for Argentina. So a medical timeout has been called, which can be called at any point during football five-a-side. Monte having a chat with Nicolas Belize. So possible we could see the 30-year-old come on at some point. He plays his football in Cordoba. That's the Argentine Cordoba. Pereira, an option as well from the bench. He would likely come on for Espinillo if he needs a break. Martin definitely on for Spain, the goal scorer in match 1. And it is Espinillo who makes way towards the end of this first period, replaced by Pereira. There's the goal, the difference between these two. And given he has been so involved, not just with the goal, but most of the play, really, given Argentina's dominance, a break, maybe a wise idea from De Monte, with in mind the hot and humid condition in Tokyo. 31 degrees C at kickoff. Padilla for Argentina, and the replacement Pereira. Martin, the sub for Spain, getting his first touch of the ball. Martin using to his advantage the sideboard. Well done from Pereira. A slightly heavy third touch. Still with Argentina, and Icardi safely out as far as Spain are concerned. It seems a corner has been given, which Gutierrez disagreed with. Deldo Garcia standing all alone in space. Cantero losing out on halfway. Another corner for Argentina. If things get really close on the final day of group action, teams can be set apart on goal difference, first of all, after points won, and then goals for take priority. Head-to-head, fourth in the list. So while, of course, it's advantageous for Argentina to come through this one and beat Spain, a few more goals would certainly be helpful too in their quest to top the group. Cantero clutching his head inside the box. Even for the teams who finish third and bottom of the group in Tokyo, their journey doesn't end after the final group stage match. There are elimination games afterwards to determine the rankings from 5th to 8th. All important for those world ranking points. Spain sportingly returning possession to their rivals from South America. Padilla, beyond Martin. Pereira. Denied an opportunity to shoot. Deldo Garcia trying to weave his way through the Spain defence. It's all getting a bit messy inside the Spain area. Still with Argentina. Icardi with the back heel. Pereira, who did ever so well to stay on his feet. Icardi and Acosta in a duel by the sideboard. Jesus Bagueiras will be aware, like his players, that they need to do more in attack. Whilst it is only 1-0, Argentina have created a lot more going forward. Even without Espinillo on the pitch, a rare moment for Acosta in the Argentine area. Now Pereira, who is tripped by Alamar. That will go down as a foul to Alamar's name. Only the second foul committed by Spain. Cantero with the other one. Argentina with just the one so far against Espinillo, who's off the pitch still. Perhaps Argentina feel they can get to half-time either one up or even better, further ahead, without having to bring on their key man again until the second period. A different strategy here with no Argentines by the wall. Pereira swapping position, dispossessed however. Icardi. Calmly tackled by Alamar. What can Spain do now? Acosta. Martin is further up the field. Very nicely done by Acosta. Going alone, and the shot's deflected. That could have been a wicked deflection, but it took a bit of a sting. The pace from the deflection. Easy in the end for the replacement Spanish goalkeeper, who's in to play at the Paralympic Games. The Argentine goalkeeper, as we see Spain's goalkeeper, before the chance once more on the replay. Timeout called this time by Spain. They really do need to capitalise on this period in which Espinillo is not on the field for Argentina. Pereira's been busy, but nowhere near as effective as Max Espinillo. Once the teams know that they are safely out of the group, whether it is Spain, Argentina, whoever in Group B and A. They will be starting to think about penalties seriously, because while we can have draws in the group stage, penalties come in at the end of the regulation 40 minutes in the semi-finals and the final, as Brazil well know, having beaten Argentina 3-2 in a penalty shootout in Athens at the very first Paralympic Games. Football five-a-side event. Alamar for Spain. Skipping by Pereira. Almost finding Martin. Pereira. Committed defending from Spain, unable though to turn that into attack. Back with Deldo Garcia. Pereira again. Alamar clutching his head. Alamar, who has the nickname in the Spain squad of El Niño, given he is the youngest at 20. He plays his club football for Alicante. Acosta. Alamar. Almost unwittingly finding Pereira. Cantero for Spain. A really committed defender, Pablo Cantero. Costa having to be committed at the back in the absence of his number 5. Espinillo back on for Argentina for the final 90 seconds. Pereira again making way. It would perhaps be slightly too adventurous if Pereira and Espinillo were to play together in a two-man attack, particularly when matters are still so close numerically, just the one goal in it. But a goal that Argentina will continue to be very satisfied with. Espinillo shoots a goal, saved at the post. We've seen that before. Gutierrez up to the task. Amazing how Espinillo finds a way through a crowd of opponents' players. Not so close on that occasion. What does Spain have to offer then as we approach the final minute? Martin conceding a corner.
Bien, Fede. No, ahora tú cambias con Adolfo. Niño, sal para atrás ahora tú. Cantero, derecha. Derecha, derecha. Niño, sal de ahí para atrás. Izquierda, 3. A la mar, izquierda, 3. Para adelante, a la mar, para adelante. ¡A la mar!
Estamos aquí, el número 3.
Te cobró Leo, te cobró Leo.
Vamos, chavales, va.
Un minuto, niño, va. Vas a coger una, campeón.
A foul awarded against Icardi of Argentina.
Una falta, 59 segundos. ¡Jesús!
Padilla. We're back with Spain and Martin. Corner to the Spanish. Icardi conceding on that occasion. The chipped effort presumably towards Alamar. Deldo Garcia attempting to run down the time on the clock at the end of the first period. Stolen by Deldo Garcia. And a very good save by Gutierrez, diving to push the ball away. Espinillo attempting to batter his way through the Spanish blockade. Padillo. And that is it for the first 20 minutes. Ending somewhat close, but Argentina in control, leading by the slender margin of 1-0 thanks to the effort from Espinillo. They have had other chances, better chances than Spain, to increase their lead. But Argentina will have to be content for now with the 1-goal advantage at the break at Aomi Urban Sports Park. 1-0 at the break. Argentina lead against Spain in this Group B encounter and dominating beyond the goal to 10 attempts, 7 of which on target compared to the 3 and the 1 on target for Spain. Spain with less possession too in their second match in the group stage. Argentina are back out for the second half of this men's football five-a-side Group B match. The South Americans leading by a 1-0 against Spain. As it stands, Argentina will be top of Group B and out all on their own on the points front, with 6 points from 2 matches. But still 20 minutes to get through for them. 20 minutes of opportunity for Spain. They left it really late in their opener against Thailand, winning courtesy of a penalty in the very last minute. So they know what it takes in Tokyo to dig deep and come through right at the end. Argentina forced as well to make a change in the first period in goal, with Herman Mulek replacing the injured Dario Lencina. But with each team able to make up to 6 changes from the bench in each half, it is possible for Lencina to come back on. Spain to resume. Gutierrez in goal for them. He came in for this match, having been on the bench for Thailand. Sergio Rodriguez started between the sticks for that one.
Una marcha más, por favor.
Our lead referee just making sure that we start bang on time. And Acosta attempting to strike first early on. But Argentina turn it around. Route 1 aimed towards Alomar. Sanchez dispossessed by Deldo Garcia. Acosta with Argentina again. McCarty. A lovely pass to Deldo Garcia. A little bit too much on it for the Argentine captain. Padilla. Padilla still going. The foul given against Cantero of Spain, who rarely ventures away from the centre of defence. Padilla alongside Espinillo for the free kick. Padilla known as Coqui to his teammates. You maybe just heard them shouting his nickname as he was marauding forward. Padilla says his best moment in football was landing the bronze in Rio 5 years ago. Herman Marquez again assisting. Espinillo. Forced out wide by Alomar. Good defending from Cantero. Deldo Garcia. through the legs of one of the Spaniards. Padilla. Skipping through the challenges of Spain. Sanchez for the Europeans. A quickly taken goal kick. As Espinillo battles away with Acosta, who started this match on the bench, the Spain captain, quickly brought on, and he's never left really since then. Espinillo with the 3 goals so far for Argentina at the Paralympic Games. The whole ball didn't cross the line there. It did on that second occasion. Icardi to support Espinillo this time. Marcelo Panizza set to come on when possible. That's a lovely chip to Deldo Garcia. Espinillo waiting for the ball back. And what a glorious opportunity that would have been for him had it come back his way, unmarked in lots of space in the box. The goal scorer again, moving inside and taking a shot at goal. It just left the outside of his boot as he was tumbling. Not too far away. The first real opportunity in an attacking sense for Spain this side of the interval. Sanchez, blocked by Icardi. Acosta to Sanchez again. Espinillo getting by Acosta. Espinillo attempting to barge his way beyond the Spanish back line. Free kick goes against Argentina. A number of the Spain players proudly displaying their country's flag on their eye shades, one of them being Alamar. Espinillo. And it is a corner to Argentina. Cantero being told to stand the correct distance away from the corner kick. You can hear the guides, including the goalkeepers, assisting the outfield players. Espinillo almost completing the nutmeg. Deldo Garcia having a rare opportunity to shoot at goal. Padilla. Calmly left by Cantero. Or Gutierrez in goal. Alomar. A foul there, surely, on Deldo Garcia, sandwiched between two Spaniards. And you can see just how hot it is, how humid it is in Tokyo. For this, a night match, with the sweat pouring from the eye mask of Sergio Alomar. Alomar involved in that challenge on Deldo Garcia. A yellow card has been shown to Miguel Sanchez. The first of this match. Espinillo. Left by Gutierrez. He sensed it was going wide. Quickly taken from the goalkeeper. Alomar doing well, getting by Accardi. Frustrated by Espinillo. And a half chance saved by Mulek. Accardi. Espinillo is with him. Sanchez, fouled by Federico Accardi. A definite trip, and that will be a foul against him, possibly even a yellow card too. Accardi, who wrote a book fairly recently by the name of The Exported Bat. He plays his club football in Argentina for Estudiantes. More encouraging in the last few minutes from a Spanish perspective. They only need that one goal to be fully back in this game, back among the points in Group B. Pereira is to come on, replacing Espinillo. Just as we saw in the first period, Espinillo being brought off earlier in the second half. I'm very sure we'll see more of him, though, before the end of this clash. Sanchez also off. El Hadaoui back on for Spain. It's perhaps a little bit of a surprise he has played so little in this match, given that he is a clear threat in attack. Perhaps that is conditioned by the fact that he has had his injury issues this year. El Hadawi has immediately moved into an advanced position in readiness for this free kick. Right on the goalkeeper. Padilla for Argentina. Back with Spain, however, Acosta. El Hadawi alongside him. Acosta is running forward. He might get a go at goal here, Acosta. Still not clear. And now the break on for Argentina, perhaps. Deldo Garcia. If Espinillo was on the pitch, he would have been there for that pass. Cantero clearing comfortably away from Spain's back line. Alamar got the better of one Spaniard, not the other. Acosta aiming to find El Hadawi. Pause momentarily for Padilla. Padilla's team, club-wise in Argentina, a very famous name, River Plate. Very good to Pereira. Acosta will be leaving for Spain, the captain, to be replaced by Antonio Martin. So if El Hadawi is staying on the field, perhaps Spain here are seeking to capitalize on Argentina not having Espinillo on the pitch. Because in the form of Martin and El Hadawi, that's two attacking players on at the same time. Could it be that Jesus Barguirias knows that this is a golden opportunity to try and get that equalizer? Pereira for Argentina. And now Icardi, Padilla. The goalkeeper, Mulek. Cantero tussling away with Deldo Garcia, who manages to win the corner. Spain perhaps have this limited window to make the most of no Espinillo, because he will be back on very soon. Pereira cleverly swapping directions a couple of times. The foul against Alamar. And that's the second foul he has committed in this match. Spain up to 5 in total. Still no player from either side on more than 2, so the chance of having a penalty for that reason looking somewhat slim at this point in time, but we still have over 10 minutes remaining of the 40. Still the one goal that separates these two ranked 1st and 3rd in the world in men's football. Not overly technical, is it? The use of the spoon on the posts. It does the job, though. Pereira under some pressure from Alomar. A good tackle from Spain's Cantero. A rough bull when he needs to be. Pereira. As Martin is tripped by Alomar. Pereira still going. Pereira, who was unable to find the target. Kicked away by El Hadawi. And Padilla advised to leave that from one of his guides, the coach De Monte. Padilla again, this time with the ball. Arguably wasted at times at the back, given his technical ability. Martin trying to twist and turn into the area. Again with Argentina. Spain really struggling to create much in attack these last few minutes. Nicely done by Deldo Garcia. Martin, what can he do now? One of the oldest players in the squads here in Tokyo. A 39-year-old trying to find Alomar. Alomar and Icardi locked in a battle against the sideboard. Spain have the decision from the officials. But there will be a brief break for fluids. We are into the final quarter of this fascinating battle between the Europeans and the South Americans. Argentina with the bulk of possession, 55% overall in this match. They've dominated both halves in terms of possession. And 13 shots compared to just the 4 of Spain. In many ways, Spain, aside from that goal, will consider themselves fortunate to only be 1-0 down. Of the 4 shots Spain have managed, only 1 has been on target. So a lack of creating could be ultimately the reason why Spain are unable to share the points in this second match. Nahuel Heredia on in place of the captain of Argentina, Deldo Garcia, who is off for a few moments at the very least. Still no Espinillo for Argentina. Martin for Spain. Pereira up against the other number 10, El Hadawi. And that is back with Gutierrez in goal for Spain. Short this time with Alamar. Argentina taking no chances with 2 players going for the ball on that occasion, including one of the replacements, Heredia. Pereira, cleverly done to get into the box. Alamar. But out and to be with Argentina's replacement goalkeeper. El Hadawi gets the shot in, and it was on target. Alamar clattering into the sideboard. He doesn't mind. He has possession. Can he make the most of this moment? El Hadawi. Good defending from Argentina. Once again, getting blue and white bodies around the ball to defend. Cantero and Alamar. Alamar trying to turn into a position to take a shot. Still in possession. El Hadawi tussling with Icardi. Alamar switching. Martin brought into play. El Hadawi. It's become a physical battle at Aomi Urban Sports Park. And with all the pressure coming from Spain in attack, it's Argentina who manage another attempt on goal via Pereira. Not too far away either. Heredia. And another player who's been brought on throughout the course of this match, Pereira. You sense the tension from Spain as the clock ticks down. They're still really no closer to getting the equaliser. Argentina just defending too well. Martin manages the shot. And Argentina, through their keeper, keep the ball. Mulek had El Hadawi waiting nearby. Martin. Heredia. Unable to get by Alamar. Icardi. Martin for Spain. Argentina using their physical strength in these latter stages. And the shot from Pereira coming as a little bit of a surprise for Spain. A couple of changes to be made now by Argentina as the weather turns, or looks to be turning, in Tokyo. There is rain and storms forecast for this night match. We may just get to the end of it without the turning weather-wise. Deldo Garcia is back on, the captain for Argentina. Icardi and Heredia making way. Panizza also on too. 4.5 minutes to go. Spain making a couple of changes as well. Sanchez to come back on, and Acosta, the captain. Spain are the reigning European champions. Victory in Italy in 2019, enough to ensure that they made it to the Paralympic Games, which is no surprise given their previous, a bronze medal at the very first one in Athens, and a bronze too in London in 2012. In between, they came fourth in Beijing in 2008. Unable to finish that high up in Rio at the last edition. Acosta pushing Argentina's Pereira there. Deldo Garcia fouled by Sanchez.
Spain, number 11. Spain, duty on the hardness.
Spain now have 3 players on 2 fouls committed each. Sanchez, Alamar and Cantero. And Argentina opting to take a timeout. Not the worst decision, given that the balance of play has really been in Spain's favour in the last few minutes. even if they have not been able to make the most of possession. Spain are clearly a very well-equipped team, technically very good, but they just lack a Ricardinho, an Espinillo as their main guy up front. That could be the difference between first and second in this group. And no one really, truth be told, in Group B wants to come second and then, as I say, almost certainly face Brazil in the semi-finals. That said, the final last time out in Rio, a home final for Brazil, was a narrow affair, with the Brazilians only winning in the end 1-0 against the surprise package of 2016 Paralympic Games football five-a-side, Iran. Panizza, a veteran, aged 37. Facing challenges by Sanchez and Alomar. And a timeout called by the officials as Panizza's eye shades came off during that three-way duel. Spain feel that it should be, at the very least, a drop ball, not possession with Argentina. After his yellow card against Thailand, that's really the first time we've seen and heard from Jesus Barguiras during open play from his position on the other side of the kickboard. Alomar winning that battle from the drop ball. Panizza doing ever so well. Can he have a shot at goal? Rolled wide by the man rolling back the years, charging forward. Alomar dispossessed by Pereira. Alomar with an extra foul committed late on. The goal scorer back on, if he'll be allowed at this point in time. He might have to wait until after the free kick. Or is it a case that Argentina have changed their mind regarding who is to come off in his place? Pereira is the man who makes way for the goal machine of Argentina, Max Espinillo.
Sin pausa, momento cero nomás, ¿sí?
He's had almost 10 minutes away from the field, Espinillo. Immediately called upon from the free kick. Goes down in the area, unable to have a shot at goal on this occasion. Alomar opting to chip towards Sanchez. Alomar again in a good position to receive the ball back. Sanchez unable to get through or around Espinillo.
Foul against Argentina, number 15. アルゼンチン15番のファウルです。
Cantamos todos los boys, dale.
Con Marco Palo, primero portero.
Timeout called now by Spain.
Spain now choosing to go for their timeout in the second half. A repeat of the decision in the first period taken by their coach Bagueras. A timeout right before a set piece. This time even more important with only 2 minutes of time remaining. Will we see once more involving Spain late drama at Aomi Urban Sports Park? They scored on day one in their opener against Thailand in the last 60 seconds. They've got just over 120 seconds in this one against Argentina. Arguably even more important because not only do they amass another point in their group stage campaign, they will stop their main rivals scoring an additional 2.
Substitution there with number 5, Cantero coming out, and going in number 10, El Hadoui.
El Hadoui is back on for Spain, and it is an attacking change with Cantero, the defender, leaving in his place. So Cantero back to the bench, El Hadoui on to support in attack. They have to make the most of this opportunity, Spain. Sanchez is in some space, free. As Panizza is alerted to that from the bench. El Hadoui in position as part of this free kick. Slightly longer than a spoon from Spain's Miguel Becerra. The shot from El Hadoui is wide, but the corner is given. Did it take a deflection? The decision has gone the way of Spain. So another opportunity. And the shot flashes across the goal this time. Nervy times for Argentina, clinging on, at least in the last few moments. Panizza. unable to find the goal scorer, Espinillo. Alomar for Spain. Alomar shoots. Rolled wide. This is better from Spain. 3 opportunities, 3 attempts at goal in less than a minute, but really too late to be putting on such a show. Espinillo, who was off the field for 10 minutes in this half, he'll certainly get more of the ball before the full-time whistle. Spain's bench furious with that collision involving Panizza. Acosta, the Spain captain, in position for the free kick. Good work from Espinillo in a defensive sense. Deldo Garcia in the thick of the action. And Espinillo, can he have one final shot for Argentina? Panizza. Conceding the goal kick. Argentina making another change. Icardi, who was one of the starters, to come on for Panizza. It just breaks up play as well. He doesn't stop the time because the clock is stopped, but it does kill the momentum of the game to some extent. Spain would do it as well. Here's Acosta. Dispossessed by Espinillo. Espinillo is away on his own now. Can he finish it off? He can! Argentina claim victory. A double yet again from their main threat in attack, as Spain had everyone forward bar one, aiming to get the equaliser. Argentina have wrapped up victory. Coolly done, slotted by the goalkeeper, Gutierrez. Espinillo now on 2 for this match against their rivals from Europe, and 4 overall at the Paralympic Games. A fantastic contribution once more from Max Espinillo. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, who will be the top goal scorer? Could it be Espinillo or Ricardinho of Brazil? Still lots of football to be played, but the Argentine and Brazilian main attackers in form from the word go in Tokyo. Icardi happy to keep the ball with seconds to go. And there it is, a very, very important victory for Argentina. The South Americans move on to 6 points in Group B in football five-a-side. The team ranked #1 in the world, well on course for a place among the medals, even at this early stage at the Paralympic Games. A brace from Espinillo for the second match in a row, sealing a 2-0 victory against Spain, the European champions. Scenes of joy among the Argentine players. They really fought to come through the stern test that Morocco posed in the opener. This was more comprehensive, even if just as tight and tense up until the last couple of minutes. 2-0 in the end, and a bombardment of the Spain goal. 8 on target, 17 shots overall. Very, very dominant from Argentina. They have just one more game left in the group stage. Thailand on day 3. Spain, meanwhile, will face Morocco. Both of those two on 3 points each. So a really interesting match between Spain and Morocco to potentially decide who goes through with Argentina. But Argentina are not guaranteed to be into the semi-finals. A lot could change. Argentina are on course to finish first in Group B, coming through a tough test against Spain. The European champions winning 2-0 in the end. Argentina, who are ranked first in the world, thankful once more to Max Espinilo, who was on target twice for the second match in a row in the football five-a-side event at Tokyo 2020. A goal in each half from Espinilo. The difference between the two sides, who are among the favourites, with Brazil to land gold. And beyond the 2 goals from Espinilo, Argentina completely dominant in possession terms, and also when it comes to the chances and those on goal. So Argentina with 6 points from 2 matches so far.
¡Grande, Marticho! ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos, Argentina!